Okay. Mary, let's get back to when you were born in Atlanta. And tell me about the circumstances of the place where you were born.
Mm-hmm. Well, I used to hear my parents speak of the land where the house was built. Seems that it was a sunken cemetery of soldiers, of the last war. What was this?
The Civil War.
Civil War. And during the time when I was born, this midwife brought me into the world, and I was born like with the veil. I guess it's superstition, but we were living in a neighborhood of a lot of superstitious people down south. And this midwife told my mother that I was born with a veil over my eyes, and that for her to save this veil and dry it out, and she could tell when I was sick and all that. But I used to hear so many stories about spooks and ghosts and everything. It seemed like I picked up on that when I was about 2 or 3 years old, because my mother was afraid to even take me out anywhere with us. She said that one day we were walking in the field, and I saw a little white dog, and the white dog grew into a cow. I said, "It's a cow now, Mother." And she ran and left me, but she came back finally. And everybody was afraid to be around me because I was seeing so many weird things.
And tell me this, when you said the little white dog was growing into a cow, did it?
It certainly did. I remember that now. My mother says it's amazing it's really amazing for some of the things that I used to see and some of the things I remember when I was 2 years old, It seems that I was playing with this little white dog, and she didn't pay any attention to it. So I reached up and said, "Oh, it's a cow," or something like that, And she ran, but she said she came back, picked me up, and took me home.
What they do with the cow?
I guess it disappeared. But she said at an early age I was seeing spirits, and I often wonder about a lot of other kids, with their imagination. They probably are able to see also, because I've gone through life like that, seeing various things, except until I became Catholic. Now I feel them more or less. I don't see them anymore.
That's fascinating. We'll get to that part later.
Yes.
But when you say you were seeing things and now you feel them, is this extrasensory perception?
Well, it's a little bit of everything, I guess, in that direction. Because when I was with the Andy Kirk Band, my husband used to have to tie me in bed, because in hotels, very, very bad hotels, I remember walking up the steps going into a hotel, and I saw a man stand up at the top of the thing with his head hanging off, and I'd run or something, you know what I mean? And they said, "Oh, there she goes again."
Well, for example, he had to tie you in bed because otherwise what was going to happen?
It's like a nightmare. Whatever had happened in that room, maybe a suicide, I don't know, whatever it was. I'd see strange things from it,
Well, this kind of sense that you have, entirely aside from seeing that sort of thing or reconstructing something that happened someplace, how did it affect your music?
But I think when anybody has anything like that, ESP, and they have it, and they're artists, something like that, it should be put into their music, because at one time I could hear a musician playing and could hear the note he's going to make next. It was just that fast. It's just like seeing spirits or tell someone's fortune. I knew exactly what he's going to do.
Is this why you could listen to Fats Waller improvise a whole score and then you sit down and play?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know, John, but it may have something to do with the fastness of the mind and hearing or something. See, and whenever you're born with a thing like that, it can either be good for you or it could be very bad. You can use it in a bad way, because there's nothing we can do about what's happening to us. Some people lose their mind. But I think it's useful in your work.
Is this something you can control?
No, you can't control it, because if you walk into you see these things when you not even expecting it. I may walk down the street with somebody and pass it. Oh, there was an incident. My brother-in-law was bringing me home from a party I had played, and he threw me over his shoulder. Because I had gone to sleep. It seemed that's what the men did in the family. If as a little child, it just put me on their shoulder and take me home. And he said, I woke up and said, don't walk into that man. And he knew about me. He started running with me because it's a frightening thing, you know what I mean? And I could see a man on the street, and there was no man. He couldn't see. The ones with Andy Kirk's band, I grabbed the wheel because I saw an old couple on the road passing, and the old man was a cripple. He was passing in front of the car, and I grabbed the wheel, and they weren't there. I was the only person that saw it.
What would have happened, do you suppose, if you hadn't grabbed the wheel and you'd gone right straight through what you said wasn't really there? Would you have hit something? Would there have been something there?
Well, it could be an accident, but I'm in control of that now. Except for instance, if I've seen things while I was driving, and I just kept straight to it, you know, and slow up a little bit. That happened to me not too long ago, I guess about 20 years ago, or 15. I saw a little kid run in front of the car, and he was not there. Seemed like all of a sudden I felt, it's nice after 1 o'clock, there's no kid out here this size. You know, things like that. Or perhaps some little kid that got killed in the car.
Another thing about back in Atlanta we forgot about. Your mother married, was she married before you were born or after?
Let's see. She was married, well, I think she had left him shortly after I was born, or so, when I was born, I'm sure. Because I never met him.
You never met him?
No, I only saw a picture of him.
What was his first name?
Mose Wynn.
Wynn, W-I?
W-I-N-N.
And when you were young, were you Mary Lou Wynn for a while, or did you ever work?
Yeah, I use Wynn and I use Burley as the last name, and I was Mary Louise Wynn, and often I use Burley.
Did you use them interchangeably, or were you just Mary Louise Wynn?
I just messed them up completely. So often when someone was interviewing me, I said Mary Lou Wynn, and I said Mary Lou Burley. Then one time I said Mary Louise Wynn Burley until Jack Cap. With the Decca, you know, he was from Brunswick then, he changed my name to Mary Lou Williams. Well, I had married John Williams then, so he changed my name to Mary Lou Williams.
Up until that point, had you ever called yourself professionally Mary Lou Williams?
No, never.
That was the first
Jack
time.
Cap did this.
So that we'll get to the Andy Kirk part too. But
yes.
You were never, when you sat in sometimes with the Andy Kirk band, you were never Mary Lou Williams then?
No.
What were you? Were you anything consistent, or did you keep
Well,
changing?
Burley. I think so. Sometimes it was, as I said, you'll see some of the old write-ups, you'll see Mary Lou Wynn Burley.
Yeah.
Mary Lou Wynn. So.
But there wasn't a period in which you stopped being Mary Lou Wynn and became Mary Lou Burley.
Yes, there was before I was named Mary Lou Williams, before I got married.
Yeah.
Then I stuck to the Burley name because I was very fond of my stepfather, Fletcher Burley.
And that's when you got the Wynn.
Yes.
I see. Okay, now, we left you in New York and you had met Fats Waller. Was that when you met Jelly Roll Morton?
No, I met John Williams while I was with the Buzz and Harris show.
No, I was saying Jelly Roll Morton. When you were in New York.
Well, see, before I joined the Buzz and Harris show, some lady or somebody brought me to New York for a visit. Some musical person. And I was playing so much of Jelly Roll Morton until someone took me to his office. I really don't remember how it happened.
Oh, I see.
But I was not with the band or anything, playing with anyone.
And that was when you played the Pearls for him?
Yes.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And you were told that was not the way to play.
Yes. In a very rough way.
Did you play some of your own things for him then too?
No. I was only interested in him. I don't think I was writing too much then. I was just playing things that I heard, or people would teach me new tunes, you know, like that. I didn't really start to writing until I was with Andy Kirk.
I see. Okay, now, after New York, you went back to Pittsburgh, and then you went to Memphis?
I went to Memphis, let's see, after Seymour died. We worked with Seymour, Jeanette, his wife, for a while. And we were stranded, as I said, and we finally made it to Pittsburgh. Joe Williams, I left him there with my people, the guitar, the banjo player.
Had you married John Williams at that time?
No, we got married in Memphis.
Was Joe related to John?
No, But they went to school together. Joe Williams was from Kansas City, Kansas, and John was from Memphis, Tennessee, but he went to school in Kansas City. That's when he met Joe. Well, we went to Memphis, Tennessee. That's where John Williams, my husband, later he became my husband, was born. And so we got a band together, and I'm telling you, he was such a terrific man. The union musicians there, no, they had no union. While he was there, he got a union going for them. The musicians would work from like 8 o'clock until 3 and 4 in the morning, and they'd get paid $2. So John, when he left Memphis, they were making over 20 and 25, and the leader 30. Because I remember once, they were very, very prejudiced in Memphis. So he had such a terrific band, and Jimmy Lunsford was teaching at a high school there. And he and Jimmy Lunsford were very good friends, John Williams and Jimmy Lunsford. So anything that John did, Jimmy in a kidding way would try to do something better. So he said to John, he said, I'm going to get a band better than that combo you have. And Jimmy got himself a real piano player, and he taught kids, high school, he was teaching at a high school, he taught them music. All those young kids that he brought out of Memphis, he taught them music. And he and John used to play checkers, and John would beat him playing checkers. And he said, that's all right, I'm going to get a band better than yours. And so I worked there for a while. Being in the North so long, I was pretty mean to get along with because I wasn't used to what was happening. Before John got his combo, I got a little job out in the outskirts of Memphis. And these people, they were ringing the bell, you know what they're saying, and tell me, you're from the North, and if you don't do what we want you to do, says, yeah, we'll lynch you, blah, blah, blah. And this guy that took me home every night, he was talking all this talk, and I waited until I got in front of the house and started screaming. And so...
Were you playing solo?
Yes, by myself, and I was working for Mrs. Singleton. It was an old, bad nightclub, where they gambled and everything. And so... Mrs. Singleton owned this club.
Who's
in Memphis, Tennessee.
Julie Singleton?
No, just the one, no relation. This is in Memphis.
Yeah.
And so one night I went to sleep on the streetcar. And usually when you sit on the front and it began to get crowded with quiet, you have to move in the back. Now, I was sleeping, so when we got out to the end of the streetcar line, the conductor says, you're going to get hurt, little girl. And he said, because you're supposed to move in the back. I said, I went to sleep. And when the car made the last stop, I started screaming on him and scratching him. I didn't understand it, see. And I worked for Mrs. Singleton for about a year, and I had to leave because a farmer came in from Mississippi.